I just spent the last week with the eufy S1 Pro mopping robot vacuum, and it's now my personal pick for top mopping robot. Let me tell you why. First, the mop cleans itself while it's mopping. That's a first for any robot. And the mopping system is completely unique. Second, this is the only robot with an ozone generator which helps sterilize the water. And that's another first. Third, it's just faster at mopping my house than other robots, but those aren't the only reasons why I like it. No, you see, the biggest reason why I'm choosing the eufy S1 as my personal home mopping robot is the obstacle avoidance and navigation. Eufy is sponsoring this video, but as usual, I'm being completely transparent and showing you everything. The Dreamy X40 Ultra is my current robot, and I think it's excellent. But I think this eufy S1 has some advantages that matter to me at least. Most of the robots have a vibrating pad or spinning mop pad, but the eufy S1 Pro is a little different. It's got a mopping roller. They call it the Always Clean Mop, and it's 11.4 inches wide. That's the longest of any mopping robot, and that means it's got more surface area and more contact patch to clean with every pass. If you do need to clean it, it comes out pretty easily. It rotates at 170 RPM and it scrapes away any messes it picks up as it's mopping. And then it wets the mop with sterilized water and cleaning solution. But this is the first robot vacuum I've seen with this system. Most robots have one water tank on board and that's for clean water. But the eufy S1 Pro has 2 tanks. This is the first robot to have a dirty water tank as well as a clean water tank. Normally, you don't need to empty it out because it's going to be emptied automatically at the base. But if you do want to clean it, this door opens up. You can see it's got a little bit of dirty water in there right now, and you can clean it out. As it's mopping your floor, it's actively cleaning the mop with fresh, clean, sterilized water and picking up the dirty water and putting that into the dirty water tank. That means your floor is continually cleaned with clean, sterilized water, not just when it goes back to the dock like other mopping robots. And it's actually more efficient than other mopping robots. Because it uses less water, that means it returns to the base station less as well. And in fact, on average, it returns to the dock every 485 square feet versus 162 square feet for the Dreamy X40. When I cleaned this room of about 240 square feet, the S1 did it in 22 minutes and the Dreamy X40 took 29 minutes, so 7 minutes longer. In a larger room, that speed difference is going to be more apparent. I sent the eufy S1 and the Dreamy to clean up about the same amount of coffee, and then as soon as they were done, I flipped them over to look at the pads. So the stall with the spinning mop pads, you can see they're a little bit dirty. However, looking at the eufy here, you can see that the roller is actually pretty clean. That's because the dirty water goes into this dirty reservoir tank and it's cleaning the mop roll as it's going. So how does the mop work in real life? Well, it starts with a downward pressure of about 1 kilogram, which is about 2.2 pounds. So that's going to help it clean things up just a little bit better. The mop width is quite wide, so it doesn't have to do a lot of passes to get your entire room. It is almost a foot wide of mopping in one pass. To see how effective the mop roller system is, I've got a coffee stain that's been dried for about 48 hours. And I set the eufy to maximum water flow. You can see it had no trouble cleaning up the stain with just a couple passes.
Now, before it goes back to the base station, I want to check out the roller and see if it is chocolatey or coffee covered, and seems to be pretty clean.
The eufy S1 has 8,000 pascals of suction. Let's see how it does on our 2 pickup tests. First, let's test it on carpet. And let's see how much it picked up. That is 95% on carpet. Pretty good. Now we'll repeat the same test on hardwood. And let's see how much it picked up. That is 100%. Good score. The brush roll is pretty easy to clean. It pops out like this, and it is anti-tangle. But we're gonna test that with a little bit of longer blue hair and a little bit of cat hair. Let's see how it does. Let's see how it did. All right, not bad. Got a little bit of hair cut up in the side brush. Yeah, overall pretty good. My cat is stealing the cereal. This is the Uniclean all-in-one base station, and it has a different design than a lot of other competing robots which look kind of industrial. This has a more sleek, thin, tall aesthetic, and there's a reason why it's actually tall. I'll get to that in a second. But let's talk about the functionality. When your robot returns from cleaning, it will auto-empty the onboard container into this bag. It will also empty the dirty water into this container. Then the mops will be cleaned with a high pressure wash, and afterwards they are dried with 55 degrees Celsius hot air, and that stops odors from developing. It charges in about 4 hours, and then before the robot goes out for another mopping run, this ozone generator will infuse the water with ozone, and that reduces bacteria and germs up to 99.9%. It will also automatically dispense cleaning fluid. It has a high resolution display where you can start the vacuum process with just one press.
Start cleaning.
But why is it so tall? It's so that you can get to the dirty water tank and the clean water tank without having to bend over. Navigation and obstacle avoidance for a robot is actually a very difficult problem to solve. And I think Anker, which owns Eufy, is actually doing a better job than most other companies in this space. The S1 has 108 patents. They've used 400 beta testers. They went through 9 different iterations of this robot before they came up with the current version that I'm testing now. And one of the ways their robots are more accurate is because they're just using a lot more data. The S1 uses binocular cameras and LiDAR, and it's able to sense up to 300,000 voxels. That's a 3D pixel. It sees things from multiple angles, and it creates real-time 3D models. And it sees 750 voxels per second. That is way more than its competitors see. But how does all that technology work in the real world, where the big problems, in my opinion, are power cords and pet waste? We set up our obstacle course with those things. We also included a shoe and a toy, and we're gonna give it a little bit of mess to clean up. I ran it through the obstacle course twice because the first time through it recognized the power cable, but being very conservative, it didn't want to go near the power cable, so it didn't clean the baseboard. Once I removed it, it had no difficulty getting the rest of the mess that it avoided the first time. It is without a doubt the most impressive obstacle avoidance I have seen on any robot vacuum. The app is pretty easy and intuitive to use. I've got it up on my iPad so you can see it a little bit easier. Right now it's giving me a message that the dirty water tank is full, so I'm gonna go fix that. You can control how the robot works and also the base station as well. Right now you can see it's drying the mop. You've got 3 different things that you can do. On your phone you can see exactly where it has been in your room and what it's doing. You can see the live mopping, and you can see it identified 2 power cords here. It also has multi-floor management. Here's my current map. I can set it to use a different map. And when you're mopping, you've got different modes that you can use. So you can set it to vacuum and mop, or vacuum only. You can set the level of suction, and you can tell it how many times you want it to clean. It's easy to set no-go zones. You can see your cleaning history, and you can also set it up on a schedule. And it has a bunch of base station settings, including how often you want it to wash the mop. You can dial it all the way down, or have it do your entire room before it comes back to the base station. It also works with Alexa and Google Assistant, and they're going to integrate Matter this quarter in 2024. The Eufy S1 Pro is going to become the main robot for my house because I really like the blend of features and capabilities. So for me, obstacle avoidance is actually really high on my priority list, and the S1 does obstacle avoidance and recognition better than any other robot I've tested to date. Basically, it's really good at avoiding cords, and that's a difficult thing. I'd love to be able to access the onboard camera, but maybe that's a feature coming for the future. As for mopping, there are no other robots on the market right now which actively clean the mop while it's mopping. And the roller versus spinning pads means it's more efficient with water, and it actually cleans your house a little bit quicker too. And because it is an onboard dirty water tank, instead of just moving the dirt around, it actually picks it up and takes it back to the base station. You can purchase it at the link down below, and there will be a discount just for my viewers. There's another great robot video right here.